Guys, we have multiple breaking news coming out. We're going to start with this one first. A Russian spy ship caught lurking 15 miles off Hawaii coast. Once again, the Coast Guard tracked the Russian spy ship vessel operating just outside U.S. territorial waters near Hawaii on October 29. And we getting this information now? The Russian spy ship stayed barely legal at 15 miles offshore, while presumably collecting signals from Pacific Fleet headquarters. Now, the Coast Guard, Oceania District, scrambled a HC-130J Hercules and a cutter William Hart for a safe and professional flyby. Once again, the Caroline specializes in electronic intelligence gathering. Russia parking their floating antenna farm next to Pearl Harbor during heightened tensions sends a clear message. Nothing says aloha like Russian spies with binoculars watching your naval base from the legal limit. Wow. All right, so we have a lot of news coming out, guys. A lot of news. Something happened to the sun. Once again, something's going on. A massive coronal hole just opened. Its solar wind is aimed at Earth. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. So I just got home from the gym. Got home late from work. Went to the gym at 1 o'clock in the morning. And right now it's like almost 2. Feeling tired, but again, I got to go to the gym. I can't be missing gym workout. All right, so once again, guys, we got some breaking news here. A massive coronal hole just opened. Its solar wind is aimed at Earth. High-speed solar wind could trigger another geomagnetic storm in 48 hours. People are feeling it, ringing in the ears, head pressure, fatigue, vivid dreams, anxiety. Animals reacting too. To be honest, I mean, I'm not feeling anything. It's just a normal day, but I guess some people are feeling it. And the reason why, let me correct myself. The reason why is because I live in Florida. We didn't see the borealis, the northern light. It seems like those states that seen the light, they might have had some headaches. The dogs are barking and stuff like that. But other than that, here in the state of Florida, we're not seeing any of those experience. Mushroom cloud. A Russian port of Novorossiysk is almost entirely ablaze, with clouds of thick smoke seen billowing from the oil export terminal on the coast of the Black Sea. Man, Russia's getting hit. They're getting hit. Ooh, I was not supposed to show that. Hopefully I don't get hit. And I don't want to restart this video. So absolute mayhem in Kiev as Russia-Iran drones hit their targets. Ukrainian AD attempts to intercept insanity. Excuse me, guys. So yeah, they're going at it tonight. They're really going at it. Man, it's not looking good. Breaking. Several districts of Kiev have been plunged into darkness, with water and heating cut off following a brutal overnight barrage of Russian missiles and drones. Got some more breaking news coming out. Mysterious black ring spotted over Disney. We've seen stuff like this, guys. This is like one of those factories. I don't know. It just releasing toxic, not toxic, but smoke. And it sometimes create those rings. I've seen them many times. I wouldn't put too much towards that. Okay, so give me a second here. All right. So we're going to go with this one here. US Coast Guard monitoring Russian military vessel near Hawaii. And Hawaii is not liking that. Once again, guys, make sure you share, like, subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, so you have the U.S. Coast Guard said it is monitoring a Russian military vessel that was spotted operating about 15 nautical miles south of Oahu, Hawaii on October 29, officials said Thursday. It's crazy that we're getting this information today, November 14. I mean, that's like 2 weeks later. Newsweek reached out to the Russian Gov. Come on, Newsweek. You're not going to get nothing from them. And Russian Foreign Ministry via email on Thursday evening outside of normal business hours for comment. So tensions between Russia and the U.S. have increased in recent months as the two nations failed to advance any peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. A major campaign promise that U.S. Commander-in-Chief said would occur shortly after returning to office, but that he subsequently found difficult and more complicated than he had anticipated. I mean, even I knew this was going to be complicated. Donald thought that, hey, I'm Donald. You guys listen to me. Everything ends today. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Donald then escalated matters by announcing his intent to have the U.S. restart testing nuclear weapons. The commander said he had instructed the Pentagon to resume nuclear testing, while U.S. Secretary of State Rubio told reporters the pledge was the same as other countries around the world. So basically, the president is saying, well, they are testing their stuff, and we're going to test ours too. European leaders have also faced seeming provocation from Russia, accusing Moscow of violating their sovereignty by launching drones and balloons into the airspace of NATO members, prompting a few of them to invoke NATO Article 4, which seek dialogue among member states about potential provocation. So what to know? A Coast Guard HC-130 Hercules aircraft and Cutter William Hart conducted an overflight and passed near the Carolina, a Vishnya-class Russian intelligence ship. The Coast Guard said it is tracking the vessel in accordance with international law to ensure maritime security and support U.S. homeland defense efforts. Now it says here foreign military ships are allowed to operate outside a nation 12 nautical mile territorial boundary, but Coast Guard officials said they routinely monitor such activity to protect U.S. interests in Pacific. I wouldn't put too much thought into this one here. I mean, they were in international water, which means they could be in that area. But again, they could also be sending a message. It says here, you have in a statement issued on Thursday evening, the Coast Guard said that it is working in concert with partners and allies our crew monitoring and respond to foreign military vessels activity near our territorial waters to protect our maritime borders and defend our sovereign interest. The Coast Guard, Oceania, District and U.S. Indo-Pacific Command will continue communicating about the matter and monitor further actions by the vessels. So what people are saying? Well, it says here the U.S. Coast Guard, in a statement, in part said, acting in accordance with the international law, Coast Guard personnel are monitoring the Russian vessels' activities in near the U.S. territorial waters to provide maritime security for U.S. vessels operating in the area and to support U.S. homeland defense efforts. So that's what's going on, guys. This happened in October 29, 2025, but it's kind of strange that all of a sudden we're getting this news now. Okay, so we're going to go with this next one here. For those of you that don't know, you had U.S. officials. You have some very important people like the Department of War Secretary Pete Hegseth, and some very powerful generals today announced that they have given the president options. They get basically giving the president files. You got 3 files here. We could strike Venezuela today, tomorrow, whenever. So this is some serious stuff. Alex Jones is saying that Donald is going to drop the big one on Venezuela in the next few days. CBS News is saying that Donald is going to strike in the next few days. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but again, you had the Defense Secretary of War, P. Hegseth, is putting out the message too. Donald orders new military operation. Let's see what's going on here. These are very important update. Defense Secretary, there you go, P. Hegseth, said in a social media post Thursday that the U.S. military expanding anti-the gang campaign in the Caribbean would now be known as Operation Southern Spear. All right, so they already got a name. The new designation underscores the growing scale and long-term nature of the mission, which began this summer as part of the Donald administration effort to target the gangs in the region. Now, U.S. forces have carried out at least 20 strikes on vessels in South America waters, taking 76. Actually, the number has reached 80. When reached for comment via email, Pentagon spokesperson directed Newsweek to a press release from last month regarding Joint Task Force Southern Spear, which are the ongoing operation in the U.S. Southern Command region. Now, Operation Southern Spear, what to know? All right, here we go, guys. All this is happening right after you had the biggest U.S. aircraft carrier, USS Ford, just arrived. So it seems like all the ships, everything is already in place, and now Donald is given the option. What do you want to do, Donald? Should we do it? Should we strike? We don't know when, but I do believe it's going to happen possibly by the end of 2025. And I do believe if they hit Venezuela, they're going to hit those gang facility where they do their drugs. All right, so the operation would include nearly a dozen Navy ships and about 12,000 sailors and Marines positioned in the area following the upcoming arrival of the aircraft carrier, there you go, Ford, USS Ford. Some very important people. Rubio, he wasn't there though. Rubio was, I think he's in Canada. Once again, the biggest aircraft carrier in the world arrived. Waters has started what one defense expert calls a strategic shot clock, forcing the Donald administration to decide whether to act militarily against Venezuela or retreat, each with profound geopolitical consequences. You're going to send all those stuff there, and now you're going to retreat. It just doesn't make any sense. I do believe something big is going to hit the fan. The aircraft carrier group was ordered in the region on October 24 by Pete Hegseth, who relocated it from the Mediterranean, and according to Pentagon, its mission is to detect, monitor, and disrupt illicit actors operating these drugs route that span from the Pacific to the Caribbean, but the scale of deployment and its proximity to Venezuela have signaled a broader intent. The U.S. officials have long accused Venezuelan leader Nicolas Gov of cooperating with the gangs and corrupt security forces allegations. Nicholas denies and dismisses as a pretext for Washington to weaken his regime. Now, the operation began in the southern Caribbean near Venezuela coast, but have recently shifted to the eastern Pacific, where the U.S. forces have targeted boats of Mexico. P. Hexit wrote Thursday on X, the president ordered action, and the Department of War is delivering. Today, I'm announcing Operation Southern Spear, led by Joint Task Force Southern Spear and U.S. Southern Command. This mission defends our homeland, removes the gang from our hemisphere, and secure our homeland from the drugs that are taking our sleeping giant citizens. The Western Hemisphere is America's neighborhood, and we will protect it. Wow. Strong message. Pete Hegseth announcement comes after U.S. commander on Wednesday received updated military options for potential operation in Venezuela, including possible land strike, according to CBS News. Senior defense leaders, including Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Joint Chief Chairman Dan Kane, briefed the president on scenarios for the coming days. No final decision has been made on land strike, CBS News reported. When reached via email earlier on Thursday, the Pentagon referred Newsweek to the White House for comments. The U.S. Commander-in-Chief Administration, backed by Secretary Hegseth, has defended the strike near Venezuela as part of a broader campaign against what is called the gang and transnational criminal networks. There's a lot of information here, guys. I'm going to skip some of this stuff, though. So what happens next? Well, Venezuelan Defense Minister Padrino, this is the man that was hiding in a bunker a couple of months ago. Padrino said Tuesday that troops, civilian, militias members, police officers, and ruling party organizers will be mobilized for a training exercise to protect the country's airspace. His announcement was broadcast on state television from a military base in Caracas, where he stood beside a surface-to-air missile system, though no training activity was visible elsewhere in the capital. All right. Give me a second here, guys. I want to take you back on X. Oh my goodness. Give me a second here. All right, so we're going to go back on X. Again, that's all the information when it comes to nation against nation. Let's go on X and see what else we could find. Big shout out to Walls Alert that's putting out this information here. The U.S. Catholic bishops have officially banned the abomination treatments in thousands of Catholic-run hospitals. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, so they were doing the abomination stuff, guys. What in the world? I mean, they're supposed to be followers of God, of Jesus Christ, right? The U.S. Catholic bishop have officially banned treatments. Guys, that's an abomination. Why is people following that cult? Oh. All right, let me go show you some of this other news here. It's just very sad. It's very sad. Breaking news. New York Post is posting this. And why? He's your new leader. Manhattan rent jumped. Ooh. I thought everything was free. All right, so Manhattan rent jumped near record high a month before Zoran went. Oh, wow. So Zoran wins, the rent went up. Man, so everything's going up. A lot of people's like, I thought we were getting free stuff, you know. Rent freeze and everything. We don't have to pay rent. That's not what it means. Man, New York is going to find out the hard way. They're going to find out the hard way. Big breaking news came out earlier, guys. Federal workers, they got paid $10,000 bonus. Man, they got paid $10,000. There's a $10,000 check for you. $10,000 check for you. A $10,000 check for you. $10,000 check for you. Wow. I think it's time for Lewis to start working out, you know, going to the airport or something. You guys are hiring? Man, again, I don't mind working for the airport. I just love the airport. For some reason, I love the airport. I love the design. I love everything about the airport because, again, you meet people from around the world. So, give me a second here. Secretary Christie hands out $10,000 bonus check to TSA agents who worked during the left shutdown. These men and women are so thankful for it. They truly deserve this bonus. Here's the thing. The people that decided to leave, they left because there was another job they wanted to do in order to bring money to the table. So I do feel bad for them. It's not their fault. They had no other choice. You know, some of these people, they have families and some, family member with issue, and they need money to buy medicine for their family members. I mean, they have kids and everything. Just imagine working a whole month without getting paid, and you have like 7 kids. I mean, again, what are you gonna do? I mean, parents do what they got to do. Hey, I gotta go, man. I gotta do some Uber and stuff, man. My young ones are hungry. I know a lot of those people are not pleased to see them check being handed over. All right, give me a second here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking for some more news, and it seems like this might be it. Yeah, it seems like this might be it. Hold on. Staten Island drivers will be able to turn right on red. So Staten Island, you guys can make a right turn on red? That is so sad. Man, you can turn right on a red light? Wow. Just imagine the traffic. Man. Someone said only in New York City. Man. After a complete stop, that is insane. Someone is like, you can't do that in New York? Here in Florida, we can make right turn on the red. Man, jeez. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna end it here, but it seems like this is all the information coming out right now. Um, yeah, so this is all the information. So the sun is releasing more solar flare, and yeah, we got Russell spy ship near Hawaii. We got Venezuela, and just a matter of time when things start hitting the fan. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You have a good night. For again, if you guys want to send us a letter, you can send it to the address highlighted in yellow. And again, I'm thinking about taking November 15 off. That's tomorrow. So I'm thinking about taking that day off. It's my son's birthday. He turns 12. And yeah, so I want to thank every single one of you for your support, either through Cash App, PayPal. Thank you so much for that. Your support truly helps out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.